Hi everybody, this is part 2 of propagation by succulent babies. I am Sherry and I am out here with all my succulent plants that I currently have in my backyard. I'm in El Segundo, California, where the weather now has turned a little bit crispy and cold, and some of the care of the propagation of the leaves of the plants as well as the plants themselves are going to need a lot of attention within the next 30 to 60 days. And if it's going to start raining, I need to talk to you a little bit about how I go about keeping my plants safe. I also have a greenhouse in my backyard here where I've placed a lot of my plants currently, and I have gotten a few more that I'm looking at putting them in as well. Mostly, some of these plants don't need to be put inside of anywhere, because here in California, even though we are expecting rain probably in the next couple months here, assumingly that I'm going to get a lot of rain, I'm really happy to tell you that these plants do well on their own. It's just the sensitive plants that, with no drainage in some of the pots that I currently have them in, that will have to be changed and removed, because all plants that are in a pot have to have drainage. Here in California, it's very easy to know that when you do have succulent plants, a lot of these plants thrive on the air, the sun, the light, and that's basically what you need to give them. So I'm here to talk to you about the propagation ones that you have going if you do now. A lot of them, this is alpine actually. This is my large collection of alpine. I collected these leaves about 2 years ago, and I propagated about, I think there was over 100 of them, and most of them did come through. A lot of them did not. As you can see, they're also planted in here with a blue angel, but that's just because I wanted to be able to keep the blue angels short rooted, because they're sitting inside of a plastic tray of measurement, and the roots here are very short and small. And the reason why I've done that to them is because I propagate them from their leaves, and I have now gotten quite a lot of them, and you can see that they have been separated, and I have planted them back inside. And I change the soil every so often. I don't change it as much now because all the propagation of the leaves of the alpine here have been growing out. So the colors here are changing because it's colder here now at night, and during the day they are receiving a lot of sunshine because this is where they've been living at, and they have been living quite happily right here. So this change of color that you see them going through is all very normal and exciting to see, because that's something that you're always looking for when it comes to propagation and how fast they grow and how big they're getting. And if you look at other plants too, how well they're doing as well, as you can see from here. And then I've gotten a few of them off, and I put them into here to see how well they would grow inside of a little different this soil here, this mix here, this medium, is potting soil, and it's got perlite and it's got grit, and they seem to grow very well. This was just potting soil. No perlite was added to it. What you see white on the surface is just the little granulons of pebbles that were in nature. So there's no perlite inside of this one, and it looks very dry, as you can see. As you look up over here, this color of this soil is much deeper and darker, more richer, and I guess that's probably, I'm assuming, that's why it did so much better. So this pot right here will probably be changed out this year. When it comes to the color, I just go for 2 weeks in the sun without water, and then I put them back into the shade, and then 2 weeks with water. And this is what this is going through, and they will change if you do that. I'm here to show you 2 weeks without sun and no water, and then 2 weeks with sun and no water. Okay, and then water. If you water them deeply, as I have done today, just leave them alone, walk away, and then I'll put that back into my collection. The colors that you see here are very easily obtained by the fact that I know how to stress them out and color them and get those rich colors that we're all seeking. That is something that if you want to be able to do, you have to take your time to be able to do it. It requires that you spend a lot of time trying to get that to happen to them. I don't spend that much time now because we're past summer, but this past summer they sat in full sun with no water for about 2 months, and then they got watered. And then now I water them about once a week. They seem to be a little bit more on the drier side, but they won't be getting any water soon. Once a week is too much, I think, too, when I was looking at how they come out after a week from now. From last week, I watered them and how well they look. I'm not going to be watering them at all anymore until probably the end of December. So this is just to show you what's going on with them. So watering needs are met differently when it comes to these plants, and you just have to learn which works and which is not working. Too much water is going to kill them, rot them out, and if you go without any water, they will change and they will become very, very colorful, and I like that, but I also want to keep them healthy and keep their stem and their root healthy. And I also want to be able to say that I accomplished that and that they're actually multiplying as we speak, because that's important as well, as you can see from up here. And then I replant them and I replace them. So these are going to be taken out pretty soon too, and individually probably have to be potted up. But I like them just the way they are. I don't think I need to change too much with this one yet. But this one will definitely be getting changed out. It's got some lily pad, it's got some Graptocerium, it's got Graptopendulum, it's got some alpine, it's got some, let me see what else is in here. Let me see. There's some string of pearls. There's some jellies, some sedum. Yeah. And then getting little pots together so that you can plant them individually and make sure that they're growing properly. I do a lot of plant pots that I do by myself. I decoupage this, and there she sits with her babies. And there is something in the bottom there that's a red leaf, and she's stem rooted, so I have to figure her out probably in a little bit. All right, thank you so much for being on my channel. If you are liking my channel, please like and subscribe. I am on Facebook, Succulent Babies. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy your succulents.